cracking stage of the Tour last night. A+ for entertainment. Loved it. Brilliant to watch as a spectator. I still don't think Cobbled Stages should be in the Tour de France. Couple of terrible takes here on Twitter. I can't agree with them. So this one here, can't agree. If you're going to remove deal with road conditions from the challenge of the sport, you might as well not race in the rain. Do it on Zwift or just do VO2 max lab tests. I think just terrible take, that one. It's just totally disregarding the absolute insane challenge that the Tour de France already is without the Cobbled Stages. You've got descending, you've got positioning in the bunch, crosswinds, freezing cold conditions, rain. There's already so much shit that the riders have to deal with in the Tour de France without the cobbles that it's already an absolutely insane challenge. To sort of say that, you know, if you remove the Cobbled Stages, it's dumbing it down and it's making it just a fitness test is just wrong. It's just a terrible take. In my opinion, the cobbles they cross a line between what is a reasonable risk and just part of racing on the road to what is just stupid. I mean, you look at cobbles, you've got chance of crashing on the cobbles, chance of flats or a mechanical, which is just increased. Plus, it was like, last night was really good conditions. Probably the best conditions you could ask for racing on cobbles. Could you imagine if it had rained and it was wet and the whole Cobbled Stage was raining? You just have all your GC riders crashing out. It's just, it would just be totally super dangerous. And I have the same opinion as well, not just on cobbles. I have the same opinion with gravel and dirt sections in the race. Like a couple of years ago when they had that dirt section up the climb where Richie Porte got his flat. I just think that just doesn't have a place in the Tour de France, in what is a road Grand Tour. I think it crosses a threshold where it puts way too much unknown and chance into the results and way less about the already insane physical, mental, and skill test that the Tour de France is. Other one here. So Pog put time into everyone today by being the best racer, not by luck. Look, I get it, and it's sort of true, but it's a terrible take again because Pogačar is not human. He's a freak. He's matching Ganna in flat time trials. He's out sprinting Alaphilippe at the end of races. He's doing things that you wouldn't expect of any average GC rider. So to just say, just because Pog can put up with it, doesn't mean that we should expect every other rider to put up with it. Like, you've got the average GC rider, Jack Haig, Ben O'Connor, who both lost time or crashed out today. Even like guys on Ineos, like Daniel Martinez and stuff. These guys are training year round just to get through the Tour as it is, just to match Pogačar's level in terms of his climbing. To then come out and expect them to get through a 150k cobbled stage, I think is asking too much. And also as well, riders are bloody... Okay, you could say, well, who cares what the riders think? But I think it detracts from the race overall. It's a short-term gain. You get this cracking stage, best entertainment, primo bike racing. But it's a short-term gain, and it has this long-term cost where you lose GC riders to it, and it detracts from the Tour overall, because then in a week's time when they're in the mountains and the GC group's getting whittled down, Pogačar has 4 minutes, the GC group's left to 4 or 5 riders that are just hanging on because 2, 3, 4 GC riders lost time on the cobbled stage. And I think that's an overall loss for the Tour. And it's not just cobbles. Again, I would say the same thing about dirt, gravel sections. Don't like them either. And again, that stage last night was about as good as you're going to get in terms of conditions for a cobbled stage. I think it could potentially be a lot worse. The Tour organisers actually got off quite lightly in that there was only a few mishaps. Again, imagine if it was bucketing down with rain. It would be absolute carnage. It would ruin the Tour. I mean, I get that the sponsors like it. The sponsors love the cobbled stages. Specializer, they're rolling out the Roubaix Trek, roll out the Demane. In terms of sponsors and entertainment for the actual stage, it's brilliant. It's as good as it gets. But as someone who watches the Tour for the spectacle as it already is, as a road event, I hate the cobbles. I wish they'd get rid of them. It's just, you get one good stage and then you've frustrated the rest of the Tour because a bunch of GC guys are out. I really don't like it. I wish they'd get rid of them. If you like watching cobbled races, go watch the classics. You know, if you want to take some of these people's logic and extend it out, it's like going to Paris-Roubaix and saying, well, we're going to put a 10k climb in here because there's climbs on the road and you should be expected to climb them. Let's keep the classics about long one-day cobbles, punchy climbs. Let's keep the Grand Tours about climbing about descending, about dealing with conditions over 3 weeks. Let's not start muddling them and make these weird hybrid races which just end up in a net loss and really frustrating for us at home watching, seeing all the riders we want to see battling it out in the mountains crashing out in a single stage. I don't think it's a net win. That's my opinion. I've got the hiccups now. I'm ranting so much. That's my opinion on it. Anyway, thanks for watching. That's my thoughts as usual, and I'll catch you in the next video.